let's look at the advantage that we have in relationship to the work that we've been doing in the community, specifically where it needs to have a relationship of understanding how does it affect us politically. And the reality behind it is crucial, especially pertaining to the current issues that we are interfacing with. How will the democracy of change affect the New Jersey elections in 2009 is part of a critical concern that we need to develop dialogue for. And what you said to me earlier was this something that actually came from the direction that President Obama is giving to many of us who are in the struggle? And the answer is yes, because he has built a strong understanding amongst the people in our community that it's important that we begin to dialogue about the issues and how they affect our community and deal with it from a political perspective, because this is the best way that we're going to be able to deliver what's necessary to make our communities better. Now, the association with it is that, well, we got to look at it from the point of view in terms of, if it is coming from the top, where does it land to us? Where do we get the benefit from it? Because there are problems, and the problems that we're having is based upon individuals who are not getting employment. How does it help you to identify where the problems are and then look at what resources are available to resolve them?
You know, excellent. Like me and Dave, through Operation Focus, through his organization, through my organization, we try to wear a lot of hats to try to be all over the place so we can network. And our main goal is resources. But what's happening here, right, is that they call it the trickle down. It looked like it don't trickle down to us. And that's the gap. I believe deep inside that Obama, and I don't want to like put everything on him, I think that he want to even feel, and what I'm gathering, and as far as like with the Republicans and the Democrats, the have-nots, the nots, and we can go on and on. He want to bring everybody together so everybody can be on the same page. And I do understand about the America is based off of capitalism and all that. That's, you can't erase that. But at the same time, it's a conscious thing in which I see that he's bringing. People got to have a conscience. If you see somebody that don't have nothing, look out. We're not there yet, Herb. And Dave can piggyback off of that because we're around that every day. But it's like, who cares?
But is it based on our local politics?
Yes, I truly believe when people say politics is local. I believe that we seen what we witnessed through President Obama's campaign was empowerment of the people. Even if it empowered me, that I felt a part of this campaign, not because someone knocked on my door and gave me a leaflet. I went online, I registered, I got a text message. And even if my contribution to campaigning was to send somebody else a text message, did you vote yet? We need to give $5. Call up 10 people. That particular method we need to do when it comes to local issues. The people have to be empowered. Two examples. Unfortunately, because of an incident that happened with a football coach or a basketball coach and some charges with respect to a female, a good friend of mine, because he did a crime some years ago, which had nothing to do with any type of sexual abuse or sexual harassment, he had a unrelated charge but he's worked for the city of Newark for years in the Department of Recreation, where he was around children. The parents loved him, the children loved him, and he served as a basketball coach, assistant basketball coach for Shabazz girls. Now, because of policy, where you can't work for the public school system if you have a background where you committed a crime, he was fired. Now, his charge was unrelated to in the issue that was brought to bear. So we're asking for people to be empowered. Call those parents, call those former team members, and we need to go to those state legislators and policy makers and say there has to be some type of changes in these laws.
So reform is adequate when it comes down to wanting to identify isolated issues that have an injustice.
Of course it is. Even because, especially in the spirit, the sexy thing now is ex-offender or prisoner reentry. But when you look at the reentry programs, how many people are really affected? Yes, we get a poster boy or girl who you know, they've made a change in their life. But as far as on a mass scale, relative to the way it was promoted, we do not see the results. So we have a lot of fanfare, and then when it comes to when the smoke clears, then when we look at the success of it, it's a little bit. Department of Labor is giving $2 million to Newark to be a model for this ex-offender program. The $2 million is earmarked for ex-offenders who committed nonviolent crimes and who was out or on probation for 6 months or less. Now, most of the people that me and Street deal with, they don't fit that criteria because they come from a state or federal correctional institution, and they're paroled. So now where are all of these people going?
Well, have there been any kinds of ways in which the corrections are made so that you can be able to give resources to that disadvantaged group?
Good question, Herb. Herb, when I got out, I used this language. I hit the ground running. For 8 years, nonstop, I've been serving the community. That was my first time voting. It just so happens it was for Obama, and I felt good about it because I thought that I lost my right to vote, in which I did some research, and they said, no, you can vote. And then plus of how you change your life and all the things that you done since you've been working in the community, the awards, Herb, and meeting different people from the political arena and on and on. But then, how about the other people that's doing the same thing that I'm doing, Herb? And one was the brother in which he was talking about that was the coach.
Okay.
The same thing. And we
doing advocacy in the community. Helping to change the direction of disadvantaged
before
people.
Me, Herb, I'm like a latecomer. But you know, I hit the ground running because I already had planned what I wanted to do.
Right.
I changed my life. I want to come out here. I want to give back and make up for all that I done did wrong. Right. So, you know, I'm not going to deviate. I'm just going straight. And then I was able to meet other good people, such as the brother in which Dave was talking about. So I'm hurt. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do everything I can is to rally around this because I want to take an old saying from Malcolm. He said, Malcolm X, he said, if you step on my toe in Alabama, the people in New Jersey should say, ouch.
Right.
So I like
should
that.
Be a network that close knit, so that we can deal
Your
with
hurt is my hurt. Only hurt if it's right. I don't do nothing that's wrong.
But then that's the reason why we have bonded together,
exactly,
so that we can be able to identify where those corrections are needed in the positive manner.
Right.
Now, and there's nothing to boast ourselves up for what we do.
No.
But now, critically enough, I guess what the area that we can say is determining where the bottleneck is. How can state government fix that? And why isn't state government trying to fix it?
Again, I go back to power to the people. The people are not organized to where they put
Is
pressure.
it necessary for the people to get organized when it comes to an issue of being unjust?
Yes, it is.